Wonder is about a boy named Augie who is born with some facial deformities, and his whole life he's been homeschooled by his mom until he finally decides he wants to go to public school. And it's about him adapting and trying to make friends and dealing with adversity and trying to grow as a person. A lot of the times going into these movies, I feel like it feels like an Oscar bait. It feels like they play out the same way most of the time, where it's kind of a drama family-based movie. It feels like there's a lot of reoccurring events in these movies, but I'm happy to say that this movie feels like it plays out differently than most, and that there is a lot of emphasis on the relationships between all the characters and giving them all a really great story. They all get really good arcs. I thought the performances from Jake Tremblay, Julia Roberts, and Owen Wilson were really, really fantastic. You could really believe that they cared about each other, and it was really touching at some points because it felt so real. It feels like something that you could actually experience in real life, and it felt really personal. As I mentioned before, the greatest strength of this movie, or one of the great strengths of this movie, is that it does a really good job of building its characters, especially the character of Via, who gets a really, really great story, which I connected with the most. It's really cool because on the screen it actually shows the character's name and then goes into a mini story arc for them, and it's really, really strongly done, and I feel like it was a very effective way for this movie to tell its story. Another thing which I really appreciated in this movie is how Augie's character seemed like he brought out the best in everyone. At first, he is treated very unfairly, but as time goes on and as people start to know Augie, you see that people start showing their better halves, and it's really touching and a really great story. I only have a couple complaints with this movie. One of them is that I feel like while everyone did get a good arc for the most part, I did feel like Owen Wilson's character, I believe his name was Nate, but I'm not 100% sure, I feel like he got kind of forgotten. We do see a bit of relationship building with his character, but I just don't feel like he was given enough. Like with Julia Roberts' character, we do get a couple things, and that kind of gives us more insight into what her character's all about. But Owen Wilson's character's kind of got thrown in the back burner, which is a shame. He did a really good job in this movie. Another thing is I do think at times this movie was a little predictable. Like you kind of can think in your head as like you can predict how things are going to play out. But it's kind of a very small nitpick because overall the good things in this movie are really, really, really good. So yeah, I really liked Wonder a lot. Usually I'm not a huge fan of these families like drama films, but I really enjoyed it. I appreciate that it took its time to build its characters, and I connected with the story of this movie very well. I would give this movie a B. It's really, really fun and really touching. So let me know what you think of Wonder in the comments below, and like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you at the movies.